My seventh graders, let's go ahead and get this homework knocked out. I got all the odd ones. The first one is 32 divided by -8. I know 32 divided by 8 is 4, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative. So this answer is going to be -4. This one's a little bit more challenging, so we'll work it out. Number 4 says 14 divided by 7 over 9. So that would be in a fraction, 14 divided by 7 over 9. This is a fraction in a fraction. It was a compound fraction. And that means we're going to use keep, change, flip to solve it. We'll keep the first one the same, turning it into a fraction. We'll change the multiplication, and then we'll flip the second one. So it'll be 9 over 7. I know 14 and 7 are both divisible by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So now I can say 2 times 9 is 18. And 1 times 1 is 1. And anything over 1 is itself. So this is going to be 18. One of number 5, it says find the surface area of a rectangular prism. Do not confuse surface area for volume. Volume is the base times the width times the height. The surface area is adding all these surfaces together. Well, I'm going to take the surface of this one first, and that's 3 by 5. If this is 5, this is 5. So I got 3 times 5. And I remember if there's a front, there's a back. That means there's a 3 by 5 back here. So I'm going to multiply this to 2 since I'm looking at 2 different surface areas out of the 6 on this box. I'm going to add that to the surface area of the side here, which is 5 by 7. So this is 5 times 7. And then if there's a left side, of course, there is a right side. So times 2 again, because there's 2 sides. I'm going to add this now to my bottom and top. This is going to be 7 by 3. So 3 times 7. And once again, if there is a bottom, there must be a top. So I'll multiply this by 2 to show both of them. That takes care of all the sides of this prism. I know that 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. I know 5 times 7 is 35, and 35 times 2 is 70. I know that 3 times 7 is 21, and 21 times 2, that's 42. Now I can add these all together. So I'm adding, this is for number 5, 30, 70, and 42. I know 30 and 70 give me 100, and 142 makes 142. I don't even need to do a lot of math there. This is 142 inches squared. Okay. Now we're going to number 7 here. Number 7 says write the product using exponents. Well, I see them taking 1.9 and multiplying it to itself 1, 2, 3 times. So this is 1.9 to the 3rd power. Next for number 9, I see -2.7 multiplied to itself 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I must put in parentheses the negative for the negative to be multiplied to itself. And then I'll put all this to the 4th power. All right, let's go to number 11. It says, which operation should you perform first to evaluate the expression? So remember I follow PEMDAS. And if I do this, parentheses come first, there is none. Then exponents, there is none. Then multiplication and division. I see a division sign here. So which operation should I perform first? Division. And I should perform, this would be -4.5 divided by 1.5. Next is number 13. I see 13 has 5 over 9 plus, and it says 3 1/3 minus 2 and minus 2 2/3 with the 2 the second power out of the parentheses? Well, if I'm going to follow PEMDAS, I would do my parentheses first. And I would put parentheses. Comes before exponents. All right. I'm off to number 15. Evaluate the expression right fraction in simplest form. I'm going to evaluate this. So finding the value. Well, I'm going to do the exponent first. There's nothing to do in the parentheses. So this is going to be -5/6. I'm going to be adding this. Or is that a division sign? I'm thinking that looks more like a division sign. Okay. I'm going to make sure though. Hold on. And yes, after putting on my glasses, that is a division sign. So this is divided by, and then we have to take 1/3 and multiply it to 1/3. Well, 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9. So this is now -5/6 divided by 1/9. When I do this, I know I have to do keep change flip. So I'm going to take -5/6 and multiply it to 9/1. I know 6 and 3 are both divisible by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And now I have -5 times 3, that's a -15. And I have 2 times 1 here, so that's 2. If I put this in simplest form, it would be negative 2 goes into 15 7 times with 1/2 left over. So -7 1/2 would be my answer. Next, I'm going to go to number 17. Okay, so I'm evaluating all this. Should have gave me some room. I see that I've got to do, this is division and this is multiplication. I can do this across. First thing I want to do is go around the world. So 8 times 2 is 16, and 16 plus 1 is 17. So it's really -17/8. We're dividing 3/4. And we're multiplying -6/7. All right. I can remember that I'm going to go across here. So this is going to get turned upside down first. So this would be -17/8 times, and I would put 4/3. All right. And if I do that first, that's going to allow me to get the 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. All right. If I put these together, that's going to give me a -17 over, well, 2 times 3 is 6. And now I have -17/6 times -6/7. All right. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive. I know that I can divide the 6's out, right, and leave 1 there. 6 divided by 6 is 1 for both of these. And that's going to give me 17/7. And I know 17 goes into 7 2 times. So this is going to equal 2. And That'll leave me 3 because 7 times 2 is 14, and 17 minus 14 is 3. So 2 and 3 over 7. Next, we're going to do number 19. I've got 3 and 3 over 8 times the absolute value of this number. So let's do what's inside here first. I got 1 and 1/3 minus 2 and 5 over 9. Yeah, 2 and 5 over. When I find I'm going to put these in improper fractions by going around the world. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So this is going to turn to 4 over 3. And then I've got a negative. 9 times 2 is 18. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. This would be 23 over 9. All right. We need a common denominator. Remember, this is the absolute value. That equals that. And this is going to be equal to, remember, we can multiply this to 3 over 3 to give us a common denominator. That gives us 12 over 9 minus 23 over 9. When my signs are different, I find the difference. So I'm going to subtract. This is 23 minus 12, which is 11. And so this is going to give me a negative 11 over 9. We know that any absolute value is positive. So this is going to be 3 and 3/8 times 11 over 9. All right. Now that I have that, I have to find, let's see here. Yep, I'm going to have to go ahead and turn this into an improper fraction. 8 times 3 is 24. 25 times 6 is 27. Is really 27 over 8 times 11 over 9. Let's see. I could say that 9 goes into 27 3 times. 3 times 11 is 33. And 8 times 1 is 8. 8 goes into 33 4 times with 1 left over. So I think my answer should be 4 and 1/8. Yeah, we'll put 4 and 1/8 as our answer here. Let's not forget this one was 2 and 3/7. I'm on to 21 now. I see this is addition, this is division. I need to do division before I can do addition or subtraction. So I'm going to do this part first. This is going to give me negative 1 over 8, and we're dividing that by 1/2. So we're really multiplying it to negative 2 over 1. Right? A negative 1 over 2 turns to negative 2 over 1. And I can divide 2 by 2 to get 1, and 8 by 2 to get 4. And suddenly, if a negative times a negative, that's a positive. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. So this is all 1/4. And now I can rewrite this. I can show that I have 3 over 4 plus 7 over 10. And then I'm going to be, since this is positive, adding 1/4. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is group these, the 3/4 and the 1/4 together, because I know 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4 over 4. So I can rewrite this. This is going to equal 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4. And then we're going to add 7 over 10. I know that 3 plus 1 is 4, so this is going to be 4 over 4 plus 7 over 10. Well, I know any number over itself, 4 over 4 is 1. So this is really 1 plus 7 over 10. And that's going to equal 1 and 7 over 10. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 23. I'll get the absolute value sign here, 9.7 minus 6.2. I can just do that here, 6.2. And that's going to give me, we're subtracting here, that's a 5, and that's a 3. That's positive. Not that it matters, because absolute value is going to make it 3.5. Now we have 0.7 to the second power divided by 3.5. Well, 0.7 to the second power is going to be, that's 0.7 times 0.7. And 7 times 7 is 49. So I know this is going to be 0.49 because I have 2 decimal places, 1, 2. 0.49 divided by 3.5. Get my calculator here and take 0.49 divided by 3.5, and that gives me 0.14. So this answer is 0.14. And I forgot to put this in a box as my answer. I think I got the rest of them. We're on number 25 now. I got 8 over 5 divided by 4 over 15 in parentheses with an exponent of 2 times the absolute value of 1 over 3 minus 7 over 6. I got to do parentheses first, so everything inside these brackets and parentheses I'm going to do first before I use my exponents. If I'm dividing this, this is really going to be 8 over 5 times 15 over 4. Remember, we do keep, change, flip, right? Now I can, 8 and 4 divisible by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 5 and 15 are divided by 5, divisible by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. Now I have 6 over 1, that equals 6. That's going to get multiplied to whatever is the absolute value in here is. I need to get a common denominator, so I'm going to multiply the 3, the 1 over 3 to 2 over 2. This is going to equal the absolute value. 1 times 2 is 2, and 3 times 2 is 6. So it's the absolute value of 2 over 6 minus 7 over 6. I'm going to do the absolute, or since I got to do this first, I'm going to take the big number minus the small number. Big number is 7, small number is 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. And since the big number is negative, it'll be a negative 5. So this is going to be equal to the absolute value of negative 5 over 6. Anything absolute value is positive, so now this is going to be times 5 over 6. When I have 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom, I can divide them both by 6 and get 1. And that's going to give me 5 over 1, because 5 times 1 is 5, and 1 times 1 is 1. This will equal 5. Now, there was a lot going on here, so I want to double check my work. I got 8 over 5, and I multiply that to 15 over 4. That was correct. I reduced. I got 2 and 3. It gave me 6 over 1. Oh, whoa! I did not see this. Okay, I got to backtrack a little. Got to double check my work here. I have to remember that this was actually 6 over 1, true, but it was also to the second power. I forgot this was in parentheses to the second power. And that's going to give me 36, because 6 times 6 is 36. Wow, okay. Now I got 36, and I'm multiplying it, right? That was a multiplication sign there. Let me double check on that. Yes, multiplication. And I'm multiplying that to the answer I got over here, which was 5 over 6, right? 5 over 6. Wow. Okay. I'll put 36 over 1. I know 6 and 36 are both divisible by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 36 divided by 6 is 6. And now I have 6 times 5, and that's 30. And 1 times 1, that's 1. So this is going to be 30. I'm going to triple check my work after making that mistake. 8 over 5. I have to multiply that to 15 over 4. I did. I reduced. I got 1 and 3. I got 2 and 1. 2 times 3 was 6. 6 squared was 36. Okay. Let's see. Over here, I had to multiply 1 over 3 to 2 over 2, which gave me 1 times 2, which is 2, and 3 times 2, which is 6. I had to subtract big number minus small number. 7 minus 2, that's 5, and kept the sign of the big number, negative 5 over 6. This was an absolute value, so I turned it to positive. I had 36 on top and 6 on the bottom. I reduced those to get 6 over here. And now 6 times 5 is 30. All that was correct. Looks like my answer was 30. Wow. I'm glad I double checked that. 26 is yours, 27 is fine. The Florida state record for the heaviest largemouth bass is 17.27 pounds, which is 3.25 pounds less than half of the state record for the striped bass. It's 3.5 pounds less than half of the state record for the striped bass, okay? Find the state record for the striped bass. All right, let's set this up. First of all, we don't know what the state record is. That's X. That's what we're trying to find. We do know it says 3.25 pounds less than half. So half would be dividing this by 2. 3.25 less would be subtracting 3.25. And we said it is an equal sign. That would be 17.27. Okay. Now I'm going to have to go ahead and add 3.25. To get rid of negative 3.25. When I add 17.27 to 3.25, I get, well, this would be 2. Carry the 1. This would be a 5. This would be 20. So my answer is, let's see. Now I have x over 2 is equal to 20.52. Now I have to get the x by itself. The only way to get rid of dividing 2 is to multiply 2. So I'll do it in the form of 2 over 1, and that allows me to eliminate my 2. Whatever I multiply to one side, I have to multiply to the other. X is now by itself, because x over 1 is x. And 20.57 times 2, well, 20.52 times 2, that's going to give me a 4. That's going to give me a 10. Carry the 1. That's going to give me 0 plus 1 is 1. And 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm thinking it's 41.04. We're talking about pounds, so I would say, oh, I almost put PD. Pounds is actually LBS. All right, so 41.04. Next is going to be number 28. That's for you to do 29. Where's 29? Oh, 29. Your classmate wants to evaluate the expression, all right? Explain how to complete your classmate's work, all right? Classmate decided that this was equal to 0.64, and that's true because 8 times 8 is 64. That's exponents, right? And then we have to move it to, this is 0.8 times 0.8. And when it turns to 64, we're going to have to move the decimal place 1, 2. So that is 0.64. Then we're going to minus sign here. Well, 5.3 minus 5.9. We take the big number because they're opposite numbers, 5.9 minus 5.3. Since my signs are different, I find the difference. This gives me 0.6. Keep the sign of the big number. The big number was negative. This is a negative 0.6, and that's what they have here. Now, the absolute value of negative 0.6 is going to be 0.6 because everything is positive. So this is going to be 0.64, and then we're going to subtract 0.6. Well, when my signs are different, I find the difference. So 0.64 minus 0.6, I have to put a 0 here, is going to give me 0.04. So number 29 should be 0.04. And if we go down here to number 31, oh wow, what is this? The table shows your results on a history test worth a total of 50 points, okay? How many points, find how many points you scored on the test. Okay, the total questions was 60. We're doing multiple choice first. The question value was 1/2, so each one of these is worth times 1/2. That's going to equal 30 possible, right? What's there? And then we have how much you missed. Well, that would be 3 that you missed times 1/2. That's going to equal, well, 1.5. So what you made on multiple choice was 30 minus 1.5, and that would have gave you 28.5. Yeah. Okay, let's find out for the matching. Now the matching says there were 16 questions, and each one was worth 1/4, so we have to multiply it to 1/4. That's going to equal 16/4, and that's 4. So the matching only had a total of 4 questions in it by the looks of it. Let's see here. You missed 2, so that's 2 times 1/4, which means you got 2/4, which is equal to 1/2. So you missed 1/2. All right. So if there are 4 altogether and you missed 1/2, that means you got 3.5, right? Correct on the matching. Let's fill in the blank. This is a very weird question. We got 8, and this time each question is worth 2. So that's going to give me 16 possible questions. We see the problems missed here are 4, so that would be 4 times 2, which is 8. So you missed 8 of these. Wow, that's not great. So this is 16 minus 8. That means you got 8 correct here. So it's asking you what you got total. Right? This was 16 minus 8. And that gave you 8. When we add these all together, 5 and 5 make 10. The decimal's there. Let's see, 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 is 19. 19, 20, 21, 22. Right? Oh, wait. minus 8, 22. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. 16. Wait a minute, I take that back. I think I did something wrong here. 8 plus 8 is 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20, excuse me. And bring this up. 2 plus 2 is 4. So that means you got 40 questions right. How many points did you score on your test? 40. 40. Your friend scored 5 more points than you. Describe how many problems your friend might have missed on each section. Wow. There's so many ways that you can answer this. 5 more points. Well, I could just go ahead and say that he got, well, actually, 5 more points would mean, I'm just going to take it out of, I think, this section here. How could he get 5 more points? He couldn't hear because each question is worth 2. So I guess on the fill in the blank, he could have gotten, let's see, to get 4 more points, he would have to get 2 more problems right. And that would have put him at, see, describe how many problems your friend might have missed in each section. So your friend could have got 6 right for the fill in the blank. That would have gave him 12. 60 minus 12 would have been 4. That would have gave him 4 more right. Now we need to give him 1 more problem right. We could have got it from here. Instead of missing 3, he could have just missed 1 on the multiple choice. So multiple choice, he could have missed 1. And for the matching, he would have got the same, and that would have been 2. All right. If this is the case, and your friend would have gotten, let's see, fill in the blank, that would have been 6 times 2, right? 6 times 2 is 12. And then remember, for fill in the blank, there was 16. So 16 minus 12 equaled 4. Okay. For multiple choice, if you had missed just 1, 1 times, remember they're each 1/2, would equal 1/2. And then I would have had, remember this was 30. 30 minus 1/2 would have gave me 29.5. So now I have 4. I'm just going to line these up. Okay. Let's see here. Actually, if you only missed, let's see, I'm trying to see how many you got right. I think I did this wrong because if you missed 6, that would have been missing more. So you wanted him, he got 5 more than you. So in actuality, this should be 2. And that would be 2 times 2, not 6 times 2. And that would have equaled 4. And then it would have been 16, which is the total amount for fill in the blank, minus 4. That would have gave you 12. All right. And then for multiple choice, that would have remained the same. Nothing changed there. So that would have been 4 minus 1/2. And that would have equaled 3.5. And let's see if my friend would have gotten 5 more than me. Well, 5 and 5 is 0. Carry the 1. I got 9 plus 3. That's 12. 13, 14, 15. Carry the 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. And look at that. 45. So my friend got 5 more. And this is just a sample answer. I'm sure a bunch of different ones could have worked. I'm probably going to let you put anything down for B, but my friend could have gotten, or he could have missed 2 on the fill in the blank, 1 on the multiple choice, and 2 on the matching. And I think the rest of yours to do tonight. Oh, nope, I got number 33. My goodness. Use each of the numbers 1 through 6 exactly once to create an expression with A, the greatest possible value, and the least possible value. Explain your reasoning. I'm not going to have you do number 33. This is something that the lesson was nothing about. I don't know why that they even have stuff like this. I'm crossing it out, so you only had to go up to number 32. All right, I'll see you in class and have a great